The common misnomer that I think I've heard over time is, this intuitive idea. There's an additional developing human being
right.
that you should theoretically be eating for 2 people.
Right.
Well, that is just simply untrue. And while it might, make sense practically, it from a calorie perspective, it would just make absolutely no sense. So the general recommendation at this point, if you are pregnant with 1 fetus, let's say, you would only need theoretically about like 300 to 400 extra calories per day.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, my goodness, that's 2 servings of almonds. That's a serving or 2 of peanut butter. That's 2 servings of yogurt. That's not a whole lot of calories. So when you're thinking about people thinking they need to eat double the amount of meals,
right,
you're talking to the tune of maybe 2,000 or 3,000 calories. That could be a massive problem, as it's very important to be cognizant of, weight going into a pregnancy and, all of those sorts of things as well.
Sure. Yeah.
While we're talking about energy requirements, I think regardless, again, if we're talking about pregnancy considerations or not, often what's recommended before you start kind of honing in on any sort of macronutrient in particular is, am I eating enough? Am I eating too much? Where do I kind of sit on that spectrum? So in general, there are some recommendations with respect to, maybe where you sit as far as your current BMI and how much weight you should or shouldn't gain, or what's a normal amount of weight to gain. And I think your physician will probably help you with this, but might just be useful for reference. So if your BMI is less than 18.5, then they theoretically say that you can gain anywhere from 28 to 40 pounds safely. So you're at that point, you're almost underweight. A normal weight, 18.5 to 24.9, safely can gain 25 to 35 pounds. And then as you go up in the BMI scale, theoretically the less amount of weight is recommended to gain while you're pregnant.
How do nutritional needs change while breastfeeding?
So fortunately, a lot of those remain the same. And I would say even with the caloric requirements, I would say that you would probably continue that additional 400 calories, 340 calories on average during that time. I don't know how many women are going to be counting their calories, just given the amount of life changes, the life craziness that's going on. So as I'm recommending that, it's very hard to, it's hard to square that circle. But at least if you think about it in terms of like, what does 400 calories look like? It can look like a number of things, a couple servings of almonds, whatever, 2 servings of yogurt. That would be the first thing. I would probably continue to take the prenatal vitamin. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to extend that for a little bit.
I mean, again, it's functionally just a multivitamin with more folate, right?
Exactly. And there's even some research to show that additional needs for iodine and choline are present during lactation. Those things are in a prenatal, so you're not necessarily having to worry about, yes, you want to get those things from foods, dairy products, eggs, seafood. You can certainly get that, but the prenatal will have that.